Anyway.
All right, our next one is, who are the descendants of Ishmael, Abraham's firstborn of Hagar? Are they the Arabs of today?
Okay, the short answer is yes.
Okay.
Check. But that's probably not enough for this church. It's like, okay, yes, but I gotta know more. Okay, so in Genesis 16:15, it says, Hagar bore Abraham a son, and Abraham called his name of the son of Hagar, who bore him, Ishmael. And Abraham was 86 years old when Hagar bore Ishmael to Abram. So, according to the Torah, Genesis 17:20, Ishmael's name means God hears. So when Hagar is crying because she's not going to have the chosen son, God hears her, and he answers her prayer and blesses her and gives her this son, blesses that son, and says he's going to make that son a great nation. But that's not going to be the blessed son. But it did show that God cared for Hagar, and so God listened and came to her. So it says in Genesis 16:7-11 that the angel of the Lord found her as she was fleeing by a spring of water in the wilderness on the spring of the way to Shur. And he said, the angel of the Lord, by the way, that's a whole other Bible question nobody's asked me yet, but the angel of the Lord is Jesus. So this is Jesus, finds her, and said to her, Hagar, maid of Sarai, where have you come from? Where are you going? She said, I'm fleeing from my mistress Sarah, who was upset at Hagar having this child. So the angel of the Lord said to her, return to your mistress, submit to her. And the angel of the Lord, Jesus, said to her, I'll so greatly multiply your descendants that they cannot be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said to her, behold, you are with child, and you bear a son. You call his name Ishmael, because the Lord is giving heed to your affliction. And given heed is the mean Ishmael. So God heard her, and God shows up. Jesus shows up. Even though she's not going to be the progenitor of the promised line through Isaac, his brother, he is going to be one of a father of many nations. So, according to Genesis 21:17-21, she moves to Arabia, and eventually, it says that she goes to Paran, which is northern Arabia, so that whole area of Paran is going to become the place where Muslim descent will come from, is from that area. So another thing that's interesting is, because she went to the area where they come from. And then in Genesis chapter 25, verses 6-18, this is interesting, because the prophet Muhammad, of course the prophet of Islam, he traces his starting lineage back to Ishmael and to Ishmael's firstborn son, Nebaioth. And Nebaioth is the firstborn son of Ishmael. And so Muhammad's rightly tracing the Islamic lineage back to him, because in Genesis 25, verses 6 and verses 12-18, it lists all of the sons of Ishmael. I think there's 12 of them, and the firstborn is listed in the Torah in Genesis as Nebaioth. So based on that reasoning, she fled to the region from whence they come, and years later, 6th century, whatever, AD, Muhammad comes along and says, but I trace our lineage back to Nebaioth, the firstborn of Ishmael, then ties him back to Abraham.
Wow.
And they're then descendants by extrapolation. So does that answer the question?
That's cool.
Okay, I mean, basically. And you could also say, and as a sidelight, there was mutual partnership between the line of Isaac, the blessed line for the Messiah, and Ishmael, because when Abraham dies, both sons show up for Abraham's burial, both Ishmael and Isaac. So there was some degree of relationship there between the two brothers. So the progenitors of the Jews and the progenitors of the Muslims, the Arabs all were there at Abraham's graveside, as it were, grieving over his death. Anyway, there's more to the story, but we're pretty much
Gets us started.
get you started. There's more, and I'll leave you my notes if you want to
Okay, perfect.